What's up YouTube, this your boy Game for Daniel, aka Big D! And today we are going to be customizing this Xbox One controller.
Oh boy, my favorite seat!
This is a controller that I'm willing to just customize and see what I can do with it. So let's go ahead and take it apart and see what we can do. If you guys haven't checked out my previous video, I have customized a DualSense controller along with a PlayStation 5. Go check out that video. It was actually a lot of fun. It was my first time doing it, so the console turned out perfect. Controller, not bad, but there is some mistakes that I have learned from it, so I'm not gonna make them mistakes in this video. But go check out that video. It was a lot of fun. Alright, first we're gonna need some prying tools and screwdrivers, Phillips screwdriver. Some prying tools, flip the controller, take the cover off, get your prying tool up on this crack and pop these two covers off. Like I said, pops off like that. Now, I did buy this off of somebody for, you know, dirt cheap, so the condition that it's in is from the previous owner, so it does need a clean as well. So that is why I'm wanting to take apart this controller as well and give it a good clean, because some of the buttons stick, especially A. See, it's sticking. Some of the buttons stick. There's no grips on the analog, but I can fix that. Just need a lot of rubbing alcohol. Okay, so apparently it's a torque screw. So yeah, it's got a lot of dog hair in it and just nasty grime, so it's gonna need a good cleaning. Should be a screw hidden right here in the middle. Just push the screwdriver in the center and it should pop out the screw. We have 2 screws on the left, 2 screws on the right. So here's the inside of it, and yeah, that is just foul, man. That is pretty bad. It's no wonder the buttons are sticking. Alright, so there's that. Definitely gonna need cleaned. And yeah, that is why it's sticking. Yeah, that would explain it. So we're gonna soak this sucker in rubbing alcohol. Alright, so I have it soaking in rubbing alcohol. I have the buttons facing down so the buttons can soak. But it's getting all the dirt and grime off of it. And then after that, I'll put this in it. That'll eat most of that away. So put those in it. Alright, so we're gonna scrub it with some hot water on the plastics. Just the plastics. You don't want to do it with the actual electronics and all that. Anyway, hot water, scrub it. Use a sponge.
A few moments later.
So it's a lot more clean. Looks so much more better. I already dried it, so we'll go ahead and get some spray paint and customize these plastics. I have some ideas, so yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so this is what I got looking like so far. This time when you spray it clear up top, like all the way up top. Don't get so close. That's what I did wrong on the DualSense controller, and we're not gonna put a whole lot on it either. So that should be good right there. That looks good. And give it about half hour, let that dry, and yeah, it should be looking pretty good. And then the back, I'm gonna do burgundy red. All right, so we got our red. Spray up top. Alright, I'm just gonna let those set and let them dry, and honestly that's all I'm putting on it, where before I put layers and layers and layers on the DualSense controller. We only need to put 1 or 2 layers on this, that's it. Honestly, I say just 1 layer so it don't interfere with when you put the buttons back in. Alright guys, I'm letting it dry. I got the fan here blowing on the plastics, trying to dry up the paint, so we'll give it about 45 minutes to an hour. Good enough where we should be able to touch it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take this and let it dry. But yeah, all the buttons are working. Got all that grime out of there, and you can see all the grime in it. Dirt, hair, yeah. All right, so I have it in here with the fan blowing on it. Let the rubbing alcohol evaporate while the paint is drying, and we should be good to put it back together. All right, while we're waiting on that, we got another controller to customize and clean as well. This one is my nephew's controller. He wants me to customize it for him. He's seen my previous video, so nephew, I got you, buddy. I will customize your controller for you. So he said trigger buttons ain't working. Sometimes these buttons don't work, so we'll see what's going on in the inside as well. Literally just take that off. A little prior. If you have nails, you can just kind of like that and take it off. But should be revealing some 2 screws here. Get your prying tool, take off L1, R1, and that went flying. And you got 2 more screws as well. Right there. Which it looks like his are missing. Again, here's the inside of the controller. Go ahead and pull out the battery. And then ribbons as well. We got a bunch of ribbons. Alright, so unscrewing some screws. We got to pull out this ribbon, that ribbon, these ribbons, and ribbon up here. Once you do that, make sure you don't rip these wires, but just flip the console. Well, the chip. Flip the chip. You can take the analogs off as well. They should just pop off like that. We got to take the rest. So we got to take some more screws so we can get the shell out of here. Alright. Alright, take this one out. Once you take those screws out, boom, the shell should come out. Next, we need to take out the touch pad so we don't get nothing on the touch pad. Take out the buttons as well. Want to make sure the buttons are out, and it looks like they need a good cleaning. Yeah, so we'll take these out. Alright, so we got all the buttons out here. So all the buttons are out, and now all we have are the shells. So we got the covers. I got to take out the buttons as well. The PlayStation button and the mic button. Boom. There we go. So first things first, let's go ahead and clean it up because it is pretty nasty. So, yeah. Throw it in the sink. Get some hot water going on. And we got our sponge to scrub out the grime. And boom. Just like that, it is cleaned pretty good. So, we got all that dirt and grime off of it. So, it's looking good as new as again. And it's all dried, so now we can go ahead and add some layer of paint. And he said he wanted it to be, I think he said dark blue and burgundy red, which are the only colors I had. So I gave him a choice, and those were the ones he picked. Alright, so just so I can get to the areas better, put aluminum foil down on the ground. And got my paint here and spray up top. And we're only doing like one layer of this so it don't cake it. Alright, and there we have it. One layer of red burgundy paint. And there you have it. Got red over here, dark blue over there. Kind of looks like black, but it's like a dark blue. So, yeah, let those dry. Alright guys, so just waiting on it to dry, so give it some time. So I'll probably play some video games while I wait on that to dry, and we'll be right back to put it back together. My Xbox controller is drying up as well, so yeah. And since the PS5 controller is a little dirty, I have it soaking in rubbing alcohol. Should clean out the buttons and all that. And speaking of buttons, I'll put the buttons in there too to clean up. Alright, we'll go ahead and let that soak while the paint dries.
2 hours later.
Alright guys, so now I'm going to put the controller back together and we should be good to go. Well guys, here we are. Here are the 2 custom controllers that I did. Here is the DualSense controller. It's actually looking really nice. Really nice. I'm actually a little jealous because it turned out a little better than mine. But that's because I learned from my mistake and only did 1 or 2 layers of spray paint, which works perfect. Every button works the way it's supposed to. So, yeah, that looks really nice. And then we got the Xbox One controller, and I've noticed the paint, the metallic is showing a lot more on the Xbox One controller. I don't know if it's because of the different plastic they use on the PS5, but the Xbox One controller, ooh, that one just looks so nice. Look, you can actually see the metallic in the paint, and it looks super nice. So they definitely turned out perfect. So if you like this video and this helped you guys out of an idea of customizing your controller, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.